Hello, everyone. This is a review video for the Declaration of Independence study questions. Give you an idea of what I was thinking and what sort of answers I was looking for. Number one, what is this document for? What is it meant to do or accomplish? That is a question that we should ask ourselves whenever we read anything. What is this? What is this for? Why does this exist? And I think that with this document, there's a pretty specific goal or purpose of the document, the idea of what it's meant to do or accomplish. If we look at the beginning, when in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. So this document is the document that will officially sort of state that if you look at the end, that the states of America, formerly the colonies, are now free and independent. That they have dissolved the bands that connected them politically with the state of Great Britain. That is what the document is supposed to accomplish or do. Its purpose is to announce that there's a new country called the United States of America, and that this country is no longer a colony or a set of colonies of the state of Great Britain. So it's an interesting document in that it's words on a page, but those words signify a kind of an action in themselves, an action of severance, secession, really, from the British Empire, and the assertion that now these United States are free and independent countries, or something. Whether they're one country or 13 countries, that's a question. But they are no longer, that they're free and independent states, and that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown. So it's a very specific thing that this document is meant to do, and it's important to remind ourselves what it is. What do you think, number two, what do you think is meant by the laws of nature and of nature's God, which is an interesting thing there in the beginning? To assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them. Interesting. Laws of nature, I suppose, are laws of nature like you have a right to be free, and you have a right to choose what form of government you want, and to enter into connection with other people to form that government. And that, I suppose, what they're saying is a law of nature that if one section of the community wants to break off from the other, it can, which is interesting considering the history of the country and what would happen in the next century. So laws of nature and of nature's God, that's really, I don't know if there's one answer to that. Laws of nature are really basic laws of justice and morality, and nature's God, I guess, is the idea that there are certain established truths, really moral and political truths, that are in the fabric of things. But it's an interesting question. I don't think there's any one answer there. It would be a long philosophy lecture to really get too far into, but I was looking for something in that area. Number three, what does it mean for something to be self-evident? That's something I go very deeply in the video. Something that is self-evident is something that is that is true and is obviously true and doesn't need proof, crucially, to be seen as true. So a self-evident truth is a truth where as soon as we understand the meaning of something, meaning of a statement, we also immediately and without proof understand that it must be true. Look to the videos for a more extensive explanation. Number four, what does it mean for something to be unalienable? If something's unalienable, you cannot give it away or sell it. Unalienable rights are rights that you have which cannot be taken away from you and you cannot give away in any way. They go along with being a human being. Number five, what are the supposedly unalienable rights that the document lists? We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. So here they are. That among these, that is, among these unalienable rights, are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So there you go. That's the one. Those are the ones that are mentioned. Obviously, saying among these means that there is an indication that there are more. It's not an exhaustive list, but life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is the answer to that. Number 6, what does the document say is the purpose of government? After that, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men. That's the purpose of government, is to secure rights like life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what government exists for. So that the whole right of revolution is that if government's not doing its job, and especially if government is doing things, yes, any forms of government become destructive of these ends rather than protecting them, then a government can be overthrown. But the purpose of government, according to this document, is the protection of rights, protection of those unalienable rights. Number 7, why does the document list the, quote, train of abuses and usurpations that takes up most of the document? What is this list meant to establish? Well, it's a proof that the separation of the United States from Great Britain is justified. And the need for that kind of justification is signaled right at the beginning. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, et cetera, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impelled them to this separation. That is, that long train of abuses that takes up most of the document, the thing that the British government, instances of the British government basically acting tyrannically, is meant to be the argument in support of the act of separating themselves from that government. So it's really it's a justification. It's necessary justification of the whole task purpose of this document. Taking longer to stop. This always takes longer to stop the video.